LeWrestlingShow, baby. It's time for the wrestling show to take a very cynical look back at, representing the WWE Universe from way across the pond. It is the NXT UK live from the BT Sports Studios in London. Air date March 17th, 2022. Let's go! Welbo! Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Lip Hazelwood, and this is the very cynical review of NXT UK. And this is a very different atmosphere in this episode of the program. Now, usually in the BT Sports Studios in London, it's empty of all the outside crowd. You know, there's nobody, no fans there. And apparently, the only ones cheering on everybody are the employees of the WWE recording that day. And the people making the most noises, of course, your announcers, which are the great Andy Shepherd and the even greater Nigel McGuinness. I'm a big fan of Nigel McGuinness, let's not forget. Now, what made it different today? Now, one thing different is that the Nigel and Andy were not the most loudest people in the studios. It was a crowd. Yes, there was an audience in today's studio, and of course, there was not many people. I would say maybe I would call it, because you couldn't see it at all. I would imagine there'd be maybe beady. I would imagine it being maybe 50 to 100 people watching live, which is pretty good, and anything is better than nothing. For that energy, even little energy it is, but that's means a lot to performers. So, and of course it did show in the final product, because it was a fantastic show. This week promises to be a great show. Next week promises to be an even better show, I think. Next week, I'm looking forward to next week. But then after that, in 2 weeks, hi. I can't reveal that till later. But we start off with a grudge match continuing. It is Mustache Mountain's Tyler Bates versus Under the Sun, Oliver Carter. Now, they had a backing, you know, this whole thing started a long time back. They had two matches before. They fought twice before. Once was a long time ago, and then they had a rematch for the Tag Team Championships. Now, the first time they fought, the Mustache Mountain had no time. They pretty much handled the Smith and Carter. But for their title match, however, which didn't happen that long ago, Smith and Carter could have had it, but I believe, in my opinion, that Trent Seven kind of cheated a little bit to get the victory. You know? A little bit tainted win for the Mustache Mountain. So in this match, we have ourselves Ashton Smith and Trent Seven watching their partners back. Now, this was a good back and forth match, good, respectful back and forth, a really good match. I would say Tyler Bates had the upper hand in this whole thing. Throughout the match, it was basically Tyler Bates getting on top, you know, getting the upper hand, like I was saying. Until the one point where I guess Trent Seven figured that he should get involved a little bit, and this got Ashton Smith a little bit riled up, you know. And eventually, we got ourselves a little confrontation outside the ring. It's Ashton Smith and Trent Seven, you know, getting into a little bit of verbal argument outside there. While inside the ring, we got ourselves Trent Seven, or Tyler Bate up there. You know, him and Oliver Carter fighting on a top rope, or, you know, on a turnbuckle there. Tyler Bate knocks off, you know, Oliver Carter, and getting ready, setting him up for a nice diving uppercut off the second rope. Now, if he would have got that off right off the bat, it would have been a nice start for his finishing move, you know, the Tyler driver, or whatnot. You know, so he sets him up, he knocks him off the rope, he got to get ready for this uppercut. But of course, things escalate outside. Escalate so much that they almost have a fight, Smith and Trent. You know, so that Tyler Bates hesitated with his wonderful uppercut to Oliver Carter. Enough so that Oliver Carter can get his wits about himself, and by the time Tyler Bates goes for his move, it's too late. Oliver Carter was ready for him, ready to set him up for what? It's incredible how he set up. This move is just, I can't imagine how this move can possibly be done, but it was done. It's one of the most impossible. Otherwise, this time it's implausible. Because when he went for the uppercut, Oliver Carter managed to hook his uppercut arm when he's spinning around, and he gave him a full spin, hooking both arms, and turning that into a backslide. That's right. Oliver Carter ended up giving Tyler Bates the standard backslide. But, you know what? If you want to know how to do a backslide properly, you gotta look up Oliver Carter, how to do a backslide, and this is how it's done. Giving a 5-star backslide. Doing it how it's done, Oliver Carter nailing, pinning down the wrists, the forearms of Tyler Bates, just ranking him up on his shoulders. Really well done, by his back of his neck. Just really nicely done. And it's Oliver Carter with the win, and I would have figured this would have happened too. You know, it's just like next week, it's going to be, I believe, Trent Seven versus Ashton Smith. Now, Ashton Smith is going to win next week because, of course, he has to win in order for the tag team match to happen. You know, the Mustache Mountain versus the Under the Sun. You know, that's got to happen next in the future. So, yeah, that's what I say. Ashton Smith is going to beat Trent Seven. But how? That's the whole fun of it, right? Maybe. So now we go backstage with A-Kid looking for a tag team partner against, of course, Die Family. In Die Family, we got ourselves Teoman as the father figure, Rohan Raja, and Charlie Dempsey, all there. You know, so now I guess he wants a tag team, but they're going to go at it. And he's looking to Saxon Huxley as his tag team partner. You know, and Huxley's still animal mode. I guess he didn't learn much with the How to Be a Gentleman by A-Kid. But regardless, they're going to get together. It's going to be great. They make a great tag team, you know. But here's the thing. I don't know how long A-Kid's going to be around for. He made his debut match in the NXT 2.0. And he's going on to the NXT TakeOver. So that's going to be something big for A-Kid. But I can see it though. He's very ambitious. He's young and ambitious, you know. He wants to fight more, and now he has the opportunity, so why not? Because after all, in the NXT UK, even though how great it is to watch, I think, but the wrestlers really don't fight that often. They have such a massive time amount off that I think a lot of them can take this time to do other things. And I think a lot of them do. But here we go. That's with A-Kid. But it's going to be great for Saxon and A-Kid as a tag team. What's going to happen against Die Family? Will it be against Teoman and Rohan? Or will it be Rohan and Charlie? Who knows? But we move on to also a vignette of the Boar, or Wild Boar. His road to redemption. Now, he had a falling out with, I don't know, was it falling out or not? But he was replaced from Symbiosis, T-Bone, I should say. Now he blames this on our very own Eddie Dennis. He wants Eddie Dennis. He blames him. But he did attack his old primate at the ring last week, I believe. But regardless, he wants Eddie Dennis. Will he get it? Who knows? So we move on into the ring now. This is Nina Samuels versus Emilia McKenzie. Now, this all happened last week with Emilia Samuels' show. She thinks she's got a show because she's got a microphone and a camera person following her, and she's got a fancy dress on. Only thing she does is go around and make fun of other wrestlers. And she did that with Emilia McKenzie. Wrong person to do it with, apparently. Because this is the challenge. The challenge Emilia is going to fight now this week. Now, what's going to be good with, I thought, You know, Nina's show would be much better if she did some research. Yeah, it doesn't matter what I think about Nina Samuel's show, really. You know, what I say wouldn't change things, but it would be good to see her do some research on her character, bring up their past with them, and talk about how good she... who cares? So in the match, it is... What it is, Nina versus Emilia. Who's going to win? Well, here's the thing. Emilia McKenzie is the protege of the world champion right now of the women's division in the NXT UK. It is Meiko Satomura, right? Meiko Satomura is a current champion. So, do you think this is going to be a good match? I think Emilia is a next, a future world champion. So let's see how this goes. But you know what? It is Nina Samuels who had control, was dominant in this match, was completely dominant. But I got to bring out a moment of greatness in this match where Emilia, with one of the hardest moves to ever do in wrestling, which is a tope suicida. So many people fail with that move. And when they don't do it right, it looks terrible. But Emilia McKenzie with a massive tope, whoosh, just taking out Nina Samuels. But only for a little bit, because Nina eventually took over for a little bit longer for the end sequence. Like I say, Nina was pretty much in charge of the match. So much so that she tried to get a finisher on Emilia. Maybe too soon, maybe not. But she went for the moonsault to finish off Emilia. But Emilia moved out of the way. Nina moonsaulted nothing. But she just got a pain in the stomach, I suppose. But before, you know, Nina could get her wits about herself, she's taken out by Emilia. Now, here's what shocked me. It's a move I didn't think I'd see Emilia do, really, when you come to look at it, because she is tutelaging under Meiko Satomura. I would have figured this would have been a nice cranking submission, you know, something that would make someone just tap out through the dominance of Emilia. But no. She did a spear, or a gore! Or was it a spear? Regardless, she got her with a spear gore, and with a big victory is Emilia McKenzie looking on for the bright future in the NXT UK. I'd say she's got gold in her future. That's right, but I could be wrong though. So here we go. Next up, we go backstage, and wow. I don't know what's going on with the Gallas boys getting so many opportunities at, you know, considering they do lose a lot, but they get so many opportunities to be on top, which they never proved that they are. So this next opportunity is Mark Coffey getting the opportunity at the Heritage Cup from Sid Scala right there in 2 weeks. No, bypass the tournament altogether. No way, forget it. It's Gallas boys, they don't need a tournament for this. We already know that they're number one contenders, even though they don't really win anything in the past long time. So now I guess Mark Coffey tries to tell his brother Joe Coffey the good news. I guess it's like the Gallas boys can be on top again. We can do it. But there seems to be some sort of animosity between the two, the brothers, you know. I guess maybe Joe Coffey wants to be the dominant Coffey brother in the, the Gallas, you know. But who knows, there could be a switch, and that could be, like I say, there could be some animosity between brothers, like Mark Coffey could actually become the Heritage Cup champion. You know, that could be a possibility. And I say it's a very good possibility. And this could cause a lot of strife within Gallas, maybe. This could be fun, you know, because no one sees Mark Coffey as the better Coffey brother. It's true. He's the underrated Coffey brother, I'd say. He's more old school, I'd say. Like, he's like Arn Anderson style, Mark Coffey in the ring. Okay, so here we go. We got ourselves a little segment here backstage also. And it's Kenny Williams. That's right. He's a little bit paranoid these days. After giving the best haircut of Sam Gradwell's life. So he gets a note on his locker, a thank you note. You know, thanking Kenny Williams and reminding him that he has no friends backstage, I guess. After all, Kenny Williams is a cockroach. So I guess, yeah, that's going to be something. Sam Gradwell's actually, he really should be happy about it. It would take him another year or so to get that little mohawk back, I'm sure. I'm sure you'll get it back. Me mohawk! It may look like a plank in my head, but it was really a mohawk. A great mohawk. Yeah, well, it's maybe not a wrong accent, no, but I'm great at accents. Okay, so now we go backstage again in Sid Scala's office with Symbiosis. And Sid Scala's telling Eddie Dennis the good news that finally, Eddie Dennis, you can get a fight again. Finally. After all this time not fighting, you can finally get in the ring and do something. But Eddie Dennis, like, I'm not a wrestler anymore. I'm a promoter. I'm a promoter, damn it. I'm a promoter. Promoter. So then he says, wouldn't it be better if, Wild Boring went up against T-Bone? Or maybe his old partner. So he too, Primate. So anything but me. Anything but me. I would like to see Eddie Dennis back in the ring. It's been so long. It's been so long. And Eddie Dennis is one of my favorites. But he's been doing nothing lately. And I would like to see him do something in this situation. So now here we go. Aleah James. She's getting her fighting again. She's going to fight on. And who's she fighting? Why, it's none other than the futuristic one herself. The futuristic one. Now, I'd say she is, Stevie Turner is looking absolutely magnifique in that ring there. She's looking great. The fourth dimensional great, as a matter of fact. So Stevie Turner's looking for a big victory, another big victory in her, she's getting one last week and she's looking to top it off with another victory. So this was looking great for Stevie Turner because she was dominating this thing, and looking like she's going to finish off with a nice sidewalk slam, to finish her up. And she, after that sidewalk, looks like Stevie Turner is like so confident to win. And she goes with a very confident pin. It was a very nice pin. It was a good cover. She was intent on winning. Her just pressing down on the shoulders of Aleah James, or AJ for short. Pressing on the shoulders, but AJ had a little bit more power than, I don't know, Stevie Turner was expecting. So she kicked out of Stevie Turner's a great pin, I guess Stevie Turner was a little bit upset about that, But I guess Aliyah managed to get to the ropes. Stevie Turner doing this. Now, this wasn't one of Stevie Turner's best matches, I gotta say. It was a little bit lazy at points, but I guess there was a reason why in the end. So, like I say, Aliyah gets to the ropes. Stevie Turner's lining her up for some move. So she's going to charge her with some sort of flying knee or some sort. So she jumps up there. Aliyah moves out of the way. Stevie knees the ropes. Aliyah manages to sneak behind her. And with a beautiful looking O'Connor roll, that's right, a roll up, an O'Connor roll up. And with a bridging pin, O'Connor roll with bridging pin. It is Aleah James with a massive win over Stevie Turner. Stevie Turner, lose again. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, right? 1 week a winner, next week a loser. But regardless, Stevie Turner is looking, she looks like her gimmick or her look is getting tied together. Even though she's got way too much yarn tied into her hair. I think she can do without all that excessive blue yarn. That yarn! I'm starting to sound like a pirate. Maybe not. Maybe not. So here we go. Backstage again. I guess we got our retort with Norm Dar and Shaw Samuels back there, thinking they're going to walk over. They don't care about it should be terminated or not. They just know that Mark Coffey is the weaker of the Coffeys, and it's like it's an easy thing. It's an easy thing. Mark Coffey's got no chance. And that's what I think. Mark Coffey's got a chance. I think the tides are changing. The tides are changing. Could this be it for Norm Dar for the Heritage Cup? Or could Norm Dar be going after the bigger fish to fry? Aye, the bigger fish to fry in the UK. Maybe there should be another championship? Or is the Heritage Cup championship is technically the UK championship? Who knows? So now we go on to our main event match, the main event match. And I've been looking forward to this. It was, ever since last week, ever since finding out. It is representing Diamond Mine from NXT 2.0. Roderick Strong on his own versus representing the Gallas boys. Are they really on top? It is Wolfgang. Now, in this match, one thing for sure. Wolfgang was the bigger guy by far, and I thought this would be a huge testament of Roderick Strong's wrestling ability to win this match. But now here we go. In the beginning of the match, of course, in the very beginning of the match, not very big of a beginning of the match, like I say that, because Wolfgang was pretty much dominant in the beginning of the match. Until, of course, Roderick Strong rolled out the ring, very smart-wise, getting his breath. Then Wolfgang charges after him out there, trying to, keep the advantage. But somehow, Wolfgang was driven into the ring apron itself. And then, back body dropped, or actually it just dropped on his spine on the barricade from the ring in the audience. I guess this put a huge hamper on Wolfgang's spine, for this was not the same. Wolfgang was not the same guy anymore ever since then, because after that it was all Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong put him through the stretches, stretching him out, just grinding down Wolfgang, doing a wonderful job with the grinding and Wolfgang really didn't stand a chance. I thought for sure there would be more Wolfgang. Roderick Strong climbing a mountain, just trying to overcome the insurmountable odds of Wolfgang, but I don't know. Wolfgang really didn't put much of a threat to Roderick Strong. Now Wolfgang did try to go for the spear. The spear! Or I guess this time him would be more of the gore! So he tries, but he is leapfrogged by Roderick Strong. And by the time, Wolfgang got his bearings about himself, turns around, and he gets greeted in the face with a Roderick Strong flying knee right to the face. Hua-pow! Hua-pow, I say! And he hits Wolfgang with the face with a knee. Enough so to knock Wolfgang clean out. Clean out! And he's seeing stars, he's probably ordering ice cream. Him and his family. It's a wonderful day out today, isn't it? Out here in the Highlands. I'll have a butterscotch ice cream. What would you have, my lad? Oh, do you have a shamrock shake? That's when he knew he wasn't dreaming. He was actually in a wrestling match and losing. 1, 2, 3. Roderick Strong with a big victory. But Roderick Strong, gets the mic. He tells the audience something very special. That, you know what? He's not here forever. Not here for a long time, but for a good time. And he's looking for the money match. The money match. And he wants to go to the moon. So he's challenged the ultimate challenge. He's challenged the NXT UK's ultimate prize. Aleah Dragunov. Will Aleah Dragunov accept Roderick Strong's kind, challenge to be the greatness? Now, before we end the show on the NXT UK, we got some huge news for next week. I think it's going to be fantastic. Isla Dawn, they're building it up. Isla Dawn versus Meiko Satomura next week for the Women's World Championship. Now, Meiko and Isla Dawn have fought before. They've even promoted that, as in Meiko's very first match in the NXT 1 year ago was a Meiko victory over Isla Dawn, pretty easily too. But this is apparently a brand new dawn. A brand new dawn, a brand new day, a brand new dawn. So it's going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to next week. But remember, in 2 weeks' time, it's going to be, Aleah Dragunov. It's going to be great. I'd like to see stuff happen. But next week, it's going to be great. I look forward to what's coming up on NXT UK. And that is it for this week's show. That's it for this week's show. So, if you're here for the very end of the show, I would like to say thank you very much for your patience. Remember, you matter. Not just to me. Well, to me as well. But thank you very much for sticking around. I've been your host, Lip, signing off for another day of The Wrestling Show.